Oh my God, it's a giant. Please, girl. Oh my God. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So before we get started, I want to give you guys a little announcement, a little update. So the last two videos at Lake Fork, I'm sure 95% of you guys know this, but those videos were from March 12th through the 15th. So it's not like I shot those videos and then uploaded the next morning. Anytime a video uploads on the channel, it actually happened at least a week prior. So just want to let you guys know that the Lake Fork videos happened March 12th through the 15th, and that is right before things in this country just got crazy. The number of COVID cases spiked. So flying from California to Texas really was no big deal, but that weekend of the tournament, things really turned, and I made it back to California. About 2 days after that, we had the shelter in place, the lockdowns. Yeah, so life for me, as it is for many of you guys, is pretty much isolation right now, just going out for essential things like groceries, gas, banking. As far as I know, we are still allowed to fish with social distancing. It is what it is, common sense, but yeah, we are back in California, of course, and we are going to be fishing the California Delta. Now, I will say one more thing before we get this video started, and I gotta reference my phone for this. I get a lot of video requests, and I would love to do them all, but obviously I just can't do every single one. However, when you guys do have a video request and it gets a lot of I guess a lot of likes, and there seems to be a a question or a video people want, I will certainly take that into consideration. And this was a comment left by Tim Robinson, and Tim Robinson asked, Greg, can you do a price breakdown video that covers tournament travel and costs, hidden or obvious for us? It looks super expensive. Yes, thank you for the comment, Tim. I can certainly break that down for you guys, and yes, it is super expensive. And with all my costs associated with going to Lake Fork, of course I flew. I had 4 days off and I needed to fly. It would have been a 30-hour drive to Texas, 30-hour drive back. So flying was really my only option. So I did not do this the cheapest of ways. And if you guys want to skip all this and get right to the fishing, I will leave a timestamp right here if you want to fast forward. But price breakdown for that Lake Fork trip, I drove to the airport, drove my truck, had a big rod tube, big check bag, another bag, and then a backpack. So I didn't want to Uber to the airport. Drove to the airport, needed 4 days of parking, which was $70 total for the parking, and then the flight itself, round trip, was $380. Check bags were the biggest and most unexpected cost of the whole thing. The rod tube is an odd shape, so I got charged for oversized baggage, and then my Pelican case was oversized baggage as well, not because of the dimensions, but because of the weight. This was a bummer, but it was $640 total to check bags to and from Dallas. So when I got to Dallas, I rented a U-Haul, put 250 miles on it, and that was $280. Got very lucky and fortunate enough to borrow a kayak from Mariner Sales, so there was no additional cost for renting a kayak. And I will say this, the kayak community for the most part is really welcoming, really open arms, and I think if you guys really did some homework and did some research, you could probably borrow a kayak from someone local if you're traveling to a tournament. I was lucky enough to borrow a kayak from Mariner Sales, and I bought a few odds and ends at the shop as well, including a net and some straps. I wanted to give them my business as well, so it was another $70 or so at that shop. But borrowing a kayak was definitely a big expense relief. Lodging, needed a place to stay. Stayed at the Lake Fork Hotel and Marina, and that was for 3 nights, a total of $300. And then you add food, meals, was another $100. Then some miscellaneous costs associated with the trip. Well, we had a $250 tournament fee, 2-day Texas fishing license, just a couple other odds and ends, probably another $300 total with that. So total cost for this trip, what I just calculated, was $2,140. Yes, very expensive, and like I said, I did not do this the cheapest way, especially with the flying. I'm sure if you guys are looking to travel for a tournament, and if you can drive, if you can camp, if you have your own truck, you could probably do it for under $1,000, but those were pretty much my only options for making this trip happen in such a short window of time. So yeah, thank you again, Tim, for the question, and I'm gonna get loaded up, get on the water, we'll see what happens. Alrighty, folks. Just start off with CHATTERBAIT, do a little searching. I have no clue what these fish are going to be doing today. I'd assume they're spawning, pre-spawn. Kind of had that really warm month of February, and then things kind of cooled off. Got a couple of fronts coming through. From what I've heard from the limited people I talked to about the Delta, I guess they pushed off the beds, so they might not be on beds just yet, but I don't know. We'll see. Keep an open mind as always. There we go. Got one. First fish. Little guy on El Chatter. Get the skunk off the boat. Man, sitting in like a foot of water. Thank you, sir. Made a little move. I don't know. It's a delta. It's March. I think frogs are allowed right now. So why not? Oh, it feels good to throw a frog. If they're shallow and active, they should give it a taste. Oh, wow. What the fuzz? I let her have it too. Come on now. First frog blow up. They didn't take it though. I think it may have come out from under that mat. Oh, I saw. Oh my god, that's a big one. Yeah, that's what hit right there. That's like 4-pounder right there. Oh, bummer. I don't know if it's like spawning back there or what. Son of a gun. The fish was chilling right there. I don't see a bed. It's an encouraging sign though. Little bass. Little tiny fella. At least it's a bass. Yeah. Whoa. What was that? That was a fish of some sort. Ah. The interesting thing about the deltas, these fish spawn on a low tide. I mean, it's not like they move off their beds. You can literally see their backs sticking out of the water sometimes. I don't know what that was. Could have been a bass. Oh, there's a little, ooh, there we go. I know you guys can see those two. Okay. Ooh, there's 3 of them. You know what? Those fish might be on a bed. That rock right there. Huh. All right, we found some fish. Now we just got to figure out how to catch them. It's a solid fish right there. Look at these fish. They're up in the rocks. There's a giant right there. Never mind, it's 3-pounder. But you can you see that? You can see his like a little white lip. Like I think that fish has been hooked. Oh man, another one. Dude, there's like a ton of like 3-pound fish on this bank. I think Whopper Plopper or Chapo may have been dynamite here. Well, they're bedding back here for sure. Look at that one. That just ate like a minnow right there. That's crazy. Oh, look at all these little shad back here. That's what these fish are chasing. Oh my god, that looked like a 10-pounder. Look at the tail on that thing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, what's up?
Dude, they're back here and they're chasing shad back here. I can't believe they're not biting my frog. I mean, there are some big fish back here.
All right, I'll see if I can make my way up there.
All right, sit. You always got to call your buddy when you're on the fish. Well, we're not on fish, we're around fish. Finally hung one. You think that's a coincidence? First cast with a green pumpkin? It's a big one too. It's a big one. Just changed to green pumpkin. Oh my god, it's a giant. Please, girl. Guys, that's... Oh my god! Guys, did we just catch a 10-pounder? Oh my god, I didn't bring my trough. I don't know if I have my scale. Oh, and it just came right out. I don't think that's a 10, but that's like an 8. Holy smoke. Gotta collect myself. Dude, that's like a 23.5-inch fish. Oh boy, giant. Oh, I do have my scale. Oh boy. 7-pounder, 7 pounds. Dang, it's a big fish of the year. All right, we called Ramel to help us catch some of these fish. What's up, Wizard?
What's up?
Dude.
Oh, that's a donkey.
I know, I thought it was a 10 when I first saw her. They look so much bigger in the water. They look so big in the water. Like if I'd seen that fish like on a bed, I'd be like, oh, it's a 12-pounder. 7.
CHATTERBAIT or what?
Chatterbait, green pumpkin. I've been throwing everything. They've been busting these little tiny shad over here, and they're on beds and they're cruising the bank. I know, I can't believe that's only 7. Whatever, don't have a board, but man, that's got to be 23 and a half. Oh, Ramel has a board. It's about 23. About 23. All right, thank you, girl. Oh, that's so awesome. This fish won't bite. Fish is right there. It's not a big one, but I want to catch one on a bed. Come on. Oh, we had that one. Dang. See him nipping at it. Oh, God. I found the sweet spot. There we go. Finally got him. Oh, that's an easy way to land him. Finally got a bedfish. Switch baits. All right, first bedfish on the Delta. Not a big one, but we'll take her. On the crazy flapper. Think we're gonna make it back before that rain? As soon as I said that. Oh, man. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's day of fishing. Not a bad day. It was actually kind of tough. We went back and found a ton of fish on beds, mainly males that have made beds, waiting for those big girls to move up on beds. I saw a couple of pairs, but it looked like a lot of those fish had been caught. I saw them with a little white on their lip, so it looked like they've been jacked a few times. A couple of fish here and there. They're chasing those little shad back there, or chasing bluegill, and it was crazy. You'd think that I would be able to get a topwater bite on that frog. Only had that one topwater fish at the beginning, but that wasn't even back in the spot. That one big girl saved the day on the CHATTERBAIT, 23-incher, 7 pounds. I will certainly take that any day out. I don't know. We're gonna definitely regroup. Maybe some new baits, maybe some like choppos or whopper ploppers, maybe some fluke style baits, and of course an anchor. Didn't have an anchor with me today. I'll probably come back to this same exact spot for the next video. But as always, thank you guys for coming along. Thank you guys for commenting, asking your questions. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, if you guys do have certain videos or certain ideas that are really popular amongst you guys, I will definitely do my best to do that style of video or answer that kind of question. And that's gonna do it for today's video. Hope everybody is staying safe out there. You're able to fish and do the things you love safely. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.